pickup by the thrower here. I'm going to catch her on the cage. Let's see. We'll pull this player right. We'll get a 2-die block. And man. Do we want to take the 2-die block? I think we'll cage it. And we'll take this 2-die block on the right side of the pitch. It's going to result in a push. We will not follow up. And we still have a blitz on the table here, so... God, do I want to take a 1-die blitz? I could make it a 2-die blitz. Why don't we make it a 2-die blitz? That's probably the wiser move here. 2-die blitz on the left side. That'll work. We'll stay put. Very good turn for the Voops to start off this second half. Turn 9 coming up for the Whiny Beavers. They're going to get one mark, one blitz to play with. Yeah, going after that catcher. 2-die blitz on the catcher. It's a good hit. Sidestep will result in probably going here. I think. We'll see if he decides to follow up with that. Oh, and he gets a KO! That's what he's looking for. I'm going to use the Apothecary. Only gets a stun. I think that's a good Apothecary call. Keeps him out on the pitch. Keeps that threat alive. Alright, looks like the Whiny Beavers are going to try to bear down on this cage. They need to be careful here. If they get too aggressive, the Voops can break free here. Turn 10 coming up for the Voops now. We get a 2-die block control slayer. Fails to dodge. Sure, why not? Didn't even see that player. He fails loner. Terrible, terrible mistake. That's an error in play. And Now the Whiny Beavers are going to get an opportunity to come after this ball here. Two-die block is good. Good two-die block on the number 8 lineman. Almost the entire Vloop's team is going to get blocked down here this turn. He's looking to get really risky on this ball carrier. We'll see. We'll see if this if he does decide to go with the risk. Really, no need to. He's thinking about this dodge. Decides to go for the two-die block on the right side here. Good block. He has another one coming up on the right-hand side. He's going to take the block on the ball carrier instead. One-die block. It's going to result in a both standing. Decides to re-roll it. Gets a good block out of it. We'll see what happens on the scatter. Oh, and the thrower is stunned. And now the Whiny Beavers can pick up this ball. Two-die block on the catcher is good. It's going to result in a sidestep. He doesn't have the TRR to re-roll it. Oh, this catcher doesn't have sidestep. The block here, it's going to be a both down, but it works out with the block skill. One more block coming up on this lineman. Also works out. And there we and he gets a stun, excellent stun. And there we see most of the Vloops are blocked down here. 26 seconds to play in turn 10. Wow, that's a lot of dodges and GFIs. 2 GFIs to get a tackle zone on the ball. That's good. Turn 11, that error in play, very, very costly for the Vloops. Gonna send a catcher downfield. Took a one-die block. It's going to result in a push. It's all he needs. Dodge, 2 GFIs. I don't know. on the ground. Oh, failed the dodge. Gonna have to spend the team reroll. It's gonna make this a it's gonna make this a risky pickup. Risky attempt at a blitz here. And it failed on the GFI. Whitey Beavers can score here. We'll see if they want to score early or not. Two-die block. Good block. Pushes the catcher out of the way. Taser Monkey says your team's sleeping on the job. The team's not, well, I guess they are sleeping on the job. Their coach has failed them. Tries to dodge an ogre. Who tries to dodge an ogre? I didn't see the dwarf in front of him. Arrow gonna try to pick up this ball here. Two-die block, gonna be a good block. Two-die block on the catcher. He has tackles, so this will be a good block. Let's see if he decided to push or not. He is. He did. It's a good push. Going to end up with a three-die block. It's going to result in a knockdown. Trying to take that catcher out of the game. Here comes a pickup. Almost guaranteed. Good pickup. Whitey Beaver's trying to set up a faux cage here. Two-die block on the number 7 blitzer. Can result in a push. Or both standing. 19 seconds to play in turn 11. Here comes the blitz on the number 5 blitzer on the left-hand side of the pitch. Results in a push. He spends the TRR. He gets the knockdown. KOs and injuries here. 10 seconds to go. He's going to try to tie up players here as best as he can. Two-die block is a good block. Really not much the Vloops can do here. Really gonna have to think about saving players or or just YOLOing after the ball carrier. And there's an injury, another injury for the Mighty Beavers. And now the Mighty Beavers have player advantage. Not much the Whoops can do here. We're just going to have to save our team. Good eye block. It's going to result in a push. Look at a second block coming here. Wow, he fails his boneheaded roll again. Second one by block. And it's going to result in both standing. Fails the dodge. I think we're going to leave it at that. Whiny Beavers virtually guaranteed to score here. We'll see if he scores now or if he wants to try to stall. He's going to try to GFI blitz the catcher here. Looks like indeed he's going to try to stall. I think that's fair. Two-die block's going to result in a push. Falls up. It's going to get another block coming back here. Two-die block. Both standing on the result. Going for the GFI blitz on the catcher. Fails the GFI. Is he going to spend the TRR? He does spin the TRR. Okay. It's a good block. Doesn't get an injury out of it. Two-die block. Good block on the blitzer. Turn 13, final quarter of regular play here. This half is almost certainly going to end up in a tie. Two-die blitz by the over here. It's going to result in a knockdown. Two-die block on the long beard. It's going to result in a push. Gonna send the catcher to safety. Thrower fails his dodge. He's gonna stay on the ground. Turn 13 for the Whiny Beavers. Lame play by the Vloops here. They're playing for the overtime here. Two-die block on the Ogre is going to be a good block. Stand firm. Man, he gets stunned. Turn 14. 3 turns left for the Vloops. Got a two-die blitz here on number 12 Longbeard. Gonna be a good blitz. stay put. Gets a stun out of it. It's not going to matter too much. Dodge out of the way. Chaos's dodge roll. Yeah, we'll skip that. And gets KO'd. Gets KO'd on the dodge. Not looking good for the bloops here. Too high blitz. It's a good blitz. Turn 15. Prioritize all these failed dodges. Thrower's gonna stay down. Bloops can't catch a break. Whiny Beaver deciding to collect their team, and they say, "You want to run away? Run away. We don't care." Turn 16. Final turn for the Vloops in this very poor showing in the second half. We'll see what happens going into overtime here.
You just need to have the most standing at the end of the regular time.
I just don't want you to get any wise ideas.
I can tell you right now, I'm not going to risk the foul.
Man, that error really bit me in the ass. I can't believe I did that.
We all make mistakes.
All right, final turn of regulation here in this finals game. 1-1. Going into overtime. Finals of the Spike
I've had
Magazine
way
Trophy.
too many overtime games now.
What's that?
I've had way too many overtime games.
We'll see which way the coin toss goes. Right now, the Vloops are going to be at a one-man deficit. And it's going to stay that way. It's going to be 11 v 10 in the Whiny Beavers' favor. Let's see who wins the coin toss. This is sudden death overtime. The first team to win, score wins. Well, I think we're going to have to go on offense. Sorry, it's not 11-10. It's 10v9. 10v9, overtime. We'll see what the Whiny Beavers decide to do here. Looks like they might go up with go with the same defensive setup they went with last time. Both catchers and the passer are still in play. The Vloops are down a lineman. 3 TRRs left for the Whiny Beavers. In overtime, you do not get your TRRs back. 2 left for the Vloops. Put him 2 back just in case he gets the kickoff event where he gets to move an extra turn. I think that's gonna do it. I think we'll go with this. Overtime! Vloop's about to get the ball here. Whiny Beavers do have a kicker. Whiny Beavers set up 2 deep. That is a fair defensive formation. So the way overtime works, this is going to be another 8-turn quote-unquote half if the game is tied.
Letting my kicker kick the ball.
What's that?
Why is this not letting my kicker kick the ball?
Because you probably set him up in the.
Oh, it did let me.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if you didn't set him up in the center of the pitch, you can't kick.
Last time I swear it just showed me the options with him.
Good snap. The Vloops get to move 1 adjacent square. This is gonna work out in the Vloops flavor. Vloops favor. I don't know if we want to move him up. He chose to kick on the side off the thrower. I don't think it's going to matter. I think we're going to leave this number 5 blitzer back. He's probably going to blitz anyway. So we'll leave him back. We'll just see how the dice roll. Turn 17, OT number 1. 2-die block by the Ogre. Good block. Looking for injuries. Gets a KO. That's what he wants. There's still an Apoth, I believe. Yeah. We'll see if Whiny Beavers use the Apothecary. They may. They decide not to. So now it's all evened up. 9v9. 2-day block in the Longbeard. It's going to be a push. Let's see. I think we're gonna pull right. Catcher's gonna GFI, or throw's gonna GFI. Gets the ball. Still a blitz on the table. The number 5 blitzer is going to take this blitz against the number 10 Longbeard. 2-die blitz. It's going to be a good blitz. And I think he'll... Tag, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. That's going to be it for turn 17. Finals matchup OT. We'll see how the Whiny Beavers respond. It's 9v9 on the pitch right now. Try to break open this faux cage here. Now the Whiny Beaver is trying to take a dive and fail. And this is
My mouse didn't click on the runner.
Unfortunate error for the Whiny Beavers. Not terribly, disgustingly bad, but pretty bad. Now we're gonna get a runner downfield. And we're going to get another downfield. We're going to get a 2-die blitz on error as. It's a good blitz. Stay put. Blitzer's going to move up a space. We'll set up a cage. Two unfortunate errors by both teams now. Don't like to see that in the finals match. We'll set up a cage here towards center pitch. think that's going to be our play for turn 18. Turn 18 coming up for the Whiny Beavers. 2 TRRs left for each team. Taser Monkey's emotes with the slipping and the sliding on those dodges. For real. Whiny Beavers getting aggressive here on the cage. Blitz the catcher on the right-hand side. 2-die blitz. I think he has tackle, which will make this a good blitz. Oh, it's a push with the frenzy push. Does he not have tackle? He doesn't have tackle. All right. All he has done is push that catcher downfield. Looks like he's trying desperately to cover this cage up. "45 seconds to play." Send the man back to cover the catcher. Well, I'll take a 2-die blitz here. A 2-die block, rather. We'll get a push. This is going to be a 1-die block. Let's make that a 2-die block. 2-die block's going to be a good block. Yeah, it's a good, very good stun. But now, I think what we're going to do dodge this catcher into the end zone. I'll take 1 GFI. We're going to do a long pass for the win. That is the game. 2-1 Loops end up champions, Spike Magazine Trophy champions. Excellent game with 2 very unfortunate errors on both teams. At the very least, we get the ball up pitch, provided we can get the throw off, which we do. And it's a good catch.
How did you make that?
It's gonna try to screen out the 20. Screen out the Whiny Beavers. Oh no! Does he have an apothecary? I don't think he has one. He's gonna spend it, and he's still dead. Oh my God! no! Deccan's stare bag is dead! Dead! Oh my goodness! What is happening? Let's see if he can get away. He cannot. He's gonna have to do this. Oh. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Week 4 continues here in the Battle Ball of the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League. Tonight, it's 10th place Vector Victor up against the 11th place Circuit City Cadavers. Both teams desperately looking for a win here tonight. If they don't get it, they may be in danger of not making the cut. Let's take a look at the lineup, starting with the Circuit City Cadavers. Nick Satan, league champion currently. This is his mixed team. The Cadavers, they'll beat any competitor's price or face. 11-man lineup for the Cadavers. First up is number 5, Lassie, the werewolf. Has claws, has frenzy, has block. Jeff, the plain old human, he's actually a flesh golem. He has block as well. 2 more level up players. Jenny Craig, the thrower, has been turned into a kicker. Not a bad use of the thrower at all. And Angel Soft, the Tomb Guardian, picked up Mighty Blow? Yeah, Mighty Blow. Also a fantastic pickup. Lots of strength on this lineup here. 3 strength 4 players, including Disco Dan von Dusseldorf. He's the vampire. And the Tomb Guardian at a strength of 5. Everybody else is at 3. The big gap here in the stat line is all this AV7. Lots of AV7 players. The 2 undead ghouls, decently fast, decent stat line other than their armor value, but they also have dodge. The vampire has bloodlust, has a fantastic stat line, 6448. One of, if not the best stat line in the game. Bloodlust is the negative trait, the negative skill. He has to roll a d6 before he takes his action. On a 1, he fails, and he has to end his movement next to a vampire thrall to feed on him. The thrall then could potentially be knocked out or worse. One thing to keep in mind with the thrall that a lot of new coaches neglect: if you fail your bloodlust roll on your vampire, you must end your movement next to a thrall or you will be called off the pitch. That includes TDs. If you score a TD with a vampire who failed his bloodlust roll and his TD does not end him next to a thrall, you will not score the TD and the vampire will get called off. Or rather, he'll fly away to go feed on somebody in the stands and he'll be out for the drive. 6 fan factor for the Cadavers. The Cadavers are in 11th place, but man, oh man, do they have their fans. 2 TRRs, lots of strength, lots of maiming on the table. They'll be up against Vector Victor here, coached by War Horseman. Their catchphrase, their slogan, the greatest in the league, TBD. They have, I can't even count this, 11-man line, 11-man lineup. They can't match strength, but they're much more resilient. They do have a few AV7 players. They've got a lot of block on their lineup here. The 2 Brett Blitzers, I say it every time these guys show up on the pitch. I love these Blitzers. Bretonian Blitzers, some of the best in the game. They have block, they have catch, and of course, they have Dauntless. Very, very good, and a very good stat line to boot. They're super quick. They can play offense, they can play defense, they can switch back and forth at a moment's notice. Man, I love Brett Blitzers so much. They'll be supported by a Bull Centaur here. Bull Centaur is some of the fastest players in the game. They have an MA of 6, but they also have sprint and sure feet that gives them 3 GFIs, they can take a turn, they can re-roll those GFIs. This one has leveled up to take Sure Hands as well, which I think is an interesting pick. Only has an AG of 2, but if you can get the ball into a Bull Centaur's hands, it's going to be really tough to get it out of his hands. Just two Vampire Thralls here for the Vampire, another Vampire on the pitch here tonight. Having 2 Thralls means you have less maneuverability with your Vampire. And I really think the Thralls are going to be a focus for both teams tonight. If you can eliminate Thralls, you basically eliminate the Vampire. You don't eliminate the Vampire, but the Vampire just becomes a crapshoot. He'll be on borrowed time if he doesn't have the Thralls. And when you start running out of Thralls, you start running out of movement options for the Vampire. A catcher and a thrower gives him a passing game, an elf catcher and an elf thrower. Elves are elves. That AG of 4, super fast. Look at the catcher with an MA of 8. This one has leveled up as well. He's got catch, he's got diving catch. He can catch inaccurate throws, anything that ends up in a space around him, he can pick that ball up. So he's a catcher to watch out for. He can very well be a pest, and if Vector Victor wants to really make use of the throwing game, then you'll see that elf catcher just book downfield right from the gun. 1 fan factor, only 1 TRR. They also have a cheerleader. TRR is super, super important in the game of Blood Bowl. Only having 1 or 2, since this is just a one-off mixed team competition, TRRs are at a premium. And I think coaches are going to need to ration them intelligently. You've got to be careful of your action order. You can't just spend the TRR, the minute you fail a roll. You really need to be considered and thoughtful as to when you're going to use those TRRs, because you just don't have a lot with a new team. Vector Victor, man, I really think the key to the game here is going to be focusing on these AV7 players. Taking out the Vampire Thralls not only gives you a player advantage, that can also hamstring the Vampire. If you can do that, I think you can start to not only manipulate the momentum, but manipulate the pitch positioning, and you can start to funnel your opponent to where you want him to be, and you can take advantage of that and come out on top 1-0 or even 2-0. But we'll get this game underway, and we'll see what the two coaches decide to do and how they decide to implement their strategies here tonight. Mixed teams are always just really, maybe not so much complicated, but really difficult to coach well, because they're so janky and there's so much nonsense going on with a mixed team competition, which makes mixed teams fun, but man, you don't want to play that. You don't want that to be the norm. So it becomes difficult to try to figure out what your strategies are going to be. Even your tactics can be difficult to sort of suss out turn after turn. When you have, say, 5 or 4 players with a strength of 5, like it's all ball bearings. Like, what do you want to do with that? Do you just want to cage up and plow down the pitch? If you are up against that as the defensive coach, what do you want to do? Do you want to just avoid the cage and screen them out? Do you want to go after some high dollar targets that aren't in the cage? There's decisions that you don't typically have to make in Blood Bowl that you have to make in a mixed team competition. Vector Victor coming into this competition with 3 points. The Cadavers with 2. If Vector Victor comes out with a victory tonight, they will catapult into 5th place. The Circuit City Cadavers could catapult into 5th place. 5th place right now is 4 points with a +1 TD diff. The Cadavers have a -1 diff right now. If they ever win 2-0, then that would... They still wouldn't get 5th. They'd be in 6th, but both teams really, really need this win. We'll take a look at the standings while the inducement phase is happening, unless I've gotten the names wrong here. So the way the standings work here, it's 6 weeks of Swiss competitions at the moment. Or rather, it's 6 weeks of Swiss competition that will funnel into a top 4 cut. Teams are ranked by points, first and foremost. If there's a tie with points, then they are ranked by their TD differential. That's how many TDs they've scored, minus how many TDs they have given up. If they're still tied after that, then the total number of TDs they have scored is the tiebreaker. And then if there's a tie, it's a random draw. And that will only come into effect in the top 4 here. To the top 4 cut, rather. So Vector Victor with 3 points there. A victory gives them 5 points, so that secures 5th place. The Cadavers, if they gain a victory here tonight... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm counting wrong. If Vector Victor gets a win here tonight, that gives them 6 points, and that'll catapult them into 5th place. Where if the Cadavers score a victory, that'll be 5 points, and that'll also be 5th place. It looks like the coaches need to restart their match. Let's see what's going on. Looks like some technical difficulties. Hank the Ranger demands death. Let's go injuries. I have to imagine we'll see a number of them tonight. Clypheus cheered. Thanks for the bits, Clypheus. Looks like something's going on. I think the coaches are sort of resetting their games. Something must have happened. Let's see if we can't fix it. Yeah, everything looks good. You can see here, by the way, on the schedule here, Berserk Circus defeated the Kurnis Eagles 3-0. You can't see it because it's not on your screen. But Berserk Circus defeated the Kurnis Eagles 3-0. That gave them 3 points and shot them up 4 places on the rankings. Pips Pippy touchdown. Clive is asking for a Pips Pippy touchdown. All right, looks like the coaches are getting back into it. Let's make sure we're ready for them. All right. So anyway, in the standings here, this is the second half of Swiss rounds. Swiss rounds, if you're unfamiliar, are broken up into instead of random pairings, you have the top player or the number 1 player versus the number 2 player, and the number 3 player versus the number 4 player, and so on, provided they haven't already matched up earlier in the competition. In tabletop competitions, you'll typically refer to these by their table numbers. So you'll have table number 1. That's where the number 1 player versus the number 2 player, and so on and so forth. So we had our table 1 match earlier in the week. That was the Wang Hangers versus the Horsemen. That was a very good game, super fun to watch. A tree man held onto the ball. I've never seen that before. And so the Wang Hangers came up on top. And they are now squarely in first place with 12 points, followed by the Horsemen with 7 points. There's a lot of fighting in the middle of the bracket here, or in the middle of the standings here, with 2 teams with 6 points and a whole bunch of teams with 4 points. Not far behind them are teams with 3 points. Everybody's still in this competition. They're all trying to crack the top 4 to make the cut after week 6. Everyone's still alive, so but the Cadavers, you can see they're right there at Hank the Ranger says the Eagles are out. Fair enough. The Eagles are out. The Eagles were always out at being the AI team. but the Cadavers are right at the bottom there in 11th place with 2 points. They need a win tonight. Still waiting for the coaches. They might be in their inducement phase. Yeah, they're in their inducement phase right now. And while they're choosing inducements, why don't we look at the TD difference? TD difference between the two teams is 190 versus 1050. That's 140,000 gold that will be going to Vector Victor. Do they have any money in their treasury? They got 40k in their treasury. If they just want to toss in an extra 10k, we could have our first wizard of the competition. We'll see if they do that or not. I have to imagine instead they're going to pick up a reroll or two in extra team training. But we'll see, man. I want to see a wizard. Still waiting for the competition to start. I'm eager to see what happens in the inducement phase here. 140k is a lot of money. You can buy a whole lot of stuff with that. You can buy star players. You can buy extra team training, Bloodweiser babes if you want it. Claffy says there's someone here who doesn't want to see wizards and still has wizard PTSD. All right. And we're getting ready to go here. Game 3 of week number 4. Looks like... Oh! Oh no! Victor did take a wizard! Perfect! Looks like Victor is going to be on defense. Fame went to Nick Satan. Of course it did with that 6 fan factor. He's got a +1 fame. I'm surprised it's only +1. Victor with a wizard. If you're new to Blood Bowl, the way wizards work is they will hide in the stands until you want to use them. When you do, they can either cast a fireball. A fireball will hit a 3x3 square, and it's a 50-50 to knock down anybody in that's each and every single player in that 3x3 matrix. Or they can cast a lightning bolt. A lightning bolt is a 2+ to knock down a single player. So wizards are very strong, very powerful. Wizards against slow teams like a dwarven team, you're almost always going to see a fireball, whereas wizards against a quick team like elves, you'll almost always see a lightning bolt. Cliffy says, whose name is closest to Araraz as a potential target? Let's see. No one. Lassie, maybe? All right. Victor sets up with a 4-man line to another wide zone. That Bull Centaur raring to go in the left wide zone here. The Cadavers now setting up, currently with a 4-man line, 2 wide. Araraz means Clypheus Endorphus, says SP Beaver. You have been marked. Man, that's like scary. That's like that's like a horror movie. Look at this 5-man line, 4 wide, back to a 4-man line. That's a 2-die block currently on the Bull Centaur. It looks like the Cadavers are considering whether they actually want to take that block or not. Hank the Ranger points out the surf potential on turn 1. Indeed, the werewolf over here has Frenzy. He can push the Thrall off to the side, follow up on the Frenzy block, and get a surf here on turn number 1. Here's the kickoff. Victor does not have a kicker. Blitz, Victor gets a free bonus turn. They're gonna need this. They can defend against the surf here if they choose to. They'll still eat a block unless they want to go vampire to werewolf. Not the best kick either. Victor choosing how to set up the 5 players they can move. They get a blitz out of this too if they want. Wow. They move the vampire in to tie up both the flesh golem and the werewolf. Brett Blitzer moves into the left wide zone here. He's tying up the flesh golem and the thrall. Victor going in hard. He says, I'm not scared of you getting behind me. I am moving everybody up to the line. Decided not to blitz. Fair enough. Turn 1, the Cadavers on offense. So the Cadavers have a 2-die block at center pitch. Here's this surf coming up. There it is. 11v10. Red will turn and gets a KO. (11v10) right on turn number 1, action number 1. Ghoul moves up to prevent the surf follow-up on the werewolf. I don't know why the werewolf didn't move off the sideline. Oh, because that wasn't a blitz. SB Beaver says, I fell for that surf setup twice last week. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. 2-die block at center pitch. This will be a push. Tomb Guardian's going to stay put at center. One-die block on the left-hand side of the pitch. That was a risky block, but it worked out. One-die block against a skilled player. When we talk about skilled and unskilled blocks, what we mean is there are certain skills that influence block dice. One of those, of course, being the block skill. If you don't have the block skill and you go up against an opponent who does have the block skill, on a one-die block, you're taking a risk. Number 9, Thrall, moves forward to make this a 2-die block on the right-hand side of the line. It's going to result in both standing result. Both players had the block skill. Clifey says, smart follow-up there to stop the werewolf from getting blitz surf next turn. Yes, indeed. Sure hands pick up by the thrower, Jenny Craig. Ball moves forward toward center pitch. And the Ghoul's going to follow up and stand side by side with the thrower. I think that'll be it. He's got 2 more players to do something with if he wants. He's going to pull a Thrall back. And that'll be it. Turn 1 to Victor. Victor with some unfavorable tie-ups at the moment. They move the Chaos Dwarf blocker back in to the Tomb Guardian. This is not in his favor right now. The Tomb Guardian's going to get a 2-die block coming back. Clifey says, Dauntless time. Indeed, he could do it with the Brett Blitzer here. He could make this a 2-die block. Wow, moves this player up into position between these 2 opposing players again. I'm not sure what the plan is here, but I feel like he's giving up blocks to the Cadavers by doing this. One die block on the right-hand side. This will be a push. Not a bad result at all. Well, except for the stand firm. It wouldn't have been a bad result, except for stand firm. Wow, it's moving everybody up to the line. He needs to be careful here. The cadavers can blow right by him on either wide zone. In fact, he could leave his line exactly as it is and feel comfortable moving up the right wide zone, or even the left wide zone. But probably the right wide zone. "27 seconds to play for Vector Victor." They still have a linebacker here, the number 15 catcher. That's a failed bloodlust roll. So now this vampire not only has to dodge, the vampire has to end next to a thrall. So he'll have to end back here. He's taking a blitz as well. So he could take the blitz first, but that's an uphill blitz unless I'm missing something. Fail the dodge. Gonna spend the TRR. He does. That's his last TRR for the entire half. And he ends behind the thrall. We'll see if the thrall is going to stay on the pitch. Cliffy says, "I'd be concerned about that bull getting surfed." Yes, indeed. Bull Centaur only, quote unquote, only has a strength of 4, and the thrall is off the pitch. I believe that leaves just one somewhere. Or none? Is that it for thralls? Oh, the other thrall got surfed. That's it. So now that vampire is on borrowed time right now. Two die block on the right hand side of the line will be a push result. If this thrall moves over here, then there's a 2 die block on the Bull Centaur, and the Bull Centaur will almost certainly be served. When you push back on a block, you push into the 3 spaces directly behind your opponent. So in this case, it would be here, here, and here. If there's a place on the pitch to push him, he has to stay on the pitch. Otherwise, he gets pushed out of bounds and he gets crowd surfed. So setting up the assist over here would guarantee the surf, and that's exactly what that's not exactly what we're going to see. All right. Interesting choice. We'll see what Nick Satan has up his sleeve here. So right now he has both wide zones open. And it looks like he's gonna funnel this ball down the right wide zone. Going for a pass. Wow. Rather, it's a handoff. Handoff to the werewolf. Is the werewolf going to scoot down the pitch? Cliffy says, "My guess is violence." He has violence up his sleeve. Ghoul moves down pitch. That's Susan. Yeah, and the werewolf is just going to barrel on down the pitch. I don't know how necessary this is. He could still stall if he wants. But if the goal is to score early, I don't really know if he needs to. I think he's in great shape right now. And he could spend turns just taking blocks, just like that. 2 die block, clean hit. Getting the assist on the left end here. 2 die block, double skulls. I'll have to spend the... Okay, he decided not to spend the TRR. You know what? That's fine. Got KO'd for his troubles. And now I think it's even on the pitch. It's 9v 4, 5, 6, 7, 9v8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9v9. Hank the Ranger says, can the elves get back there? The elves can get back there. In fact, the elf can get back there. Oh. Dodged with the vampire. Doesn't have the TRR. The elf could have got back there without having to dodge. But it would have been an uphill block without an assist. The other elf... 1, 2... Yeah, they both could have got back there. 2-die blitz on the werewolf, lost to the failed dodge by the vampire. 2-die block now on the right hand side by the flesh golem. This will be a push. Cliffy says that bull better get out of there, I think. I don't know what the idea is here. I'm not sure what the plan is. Throw is gonna meander down pitch. 2-die block at center by the Tomb Guardian. This is going to be a push, and pushes Clotaire the Old, the blitzer, the number 5 blitzer, off to the left side of the pitch. So this doesn't really set up the surf, because now the Thrall, well, he's just going to score 1-0. All right. 1-0 right out of the gate. So the Cadavers are going to go up on the board super quick. And now Vector Victor is going to get an opportunity to try to tie this ball game up before the half. Vector Victor getting back both their knocked out players. The Cadavers do not get back theirs. Vector Victor finds themselves with 6 full turns to try to tie this game up. Vector Victor holding on to that wizard. Three-man line so far by the Cadavers. All players with exceptional skill. We've got 5, we've got 4, we got 4 with the vampire. Going 3 deep here on the line. Wow! He is not afraid of the wide zones. Everybody up on the line. Or rather, nobody back in the secondary. Three-man line so far for Vector Victor. 1 man wide in the left wide zone. That is the blitzer. He can play a catcher just as easily as a blitzer. 2 wide now. Hank the Ranger says has to be careful not to let that bull loose. Big gaps on either wide zone right now. Bull going right up on the line. Oh, not on the sideline this time. Good call. He says, "Never mind. I am not putting my bull centaur on the line." And then he says, "Never mind again." But he pulled that bull centaur. You saw he put him on the sideline. He said, "Wait a minute. I just got surfed. I'll put him here." He said, "Wait a minute. I got surfed on a frenzy." And he pulled him in 1 more space. Too wide on the right side right now. Just 7 seconds to set up his offense. He's got 2 back to receive. One of them's a vampire. He's got to be careful. Where are the thralls? All right, the thralls are in decent position unless the vampire has to move backwards. I would probably kick over. Yeah, I would probably kick over here. You want to kick to the vampire side. Quick snap. Vector Victor gets to move one adjacent space. They're going to want to. So Vector Victor pulls the vampire back one. They're probably going to want to pull back a thrall as well. And then on their turn, if they're thinking of picking up the ball with the vampire, then they're going to want to move the thrall back first, just in case the vampire fails his bloodlust roll. But we'll see if the ball even stays on the pitch or if it's a touchback. It's pulling players to the right. Turn 3 for Vector Victor. Excellent kick by Nick Satan. He has a kicker. That's exactly where he wants the ball to be. Well, maybe not exactly. That would probably be exactly where he wants the ball to be. But he kicked to the vampire side, knowing that the vampire is a risky pick for an action. And the thrall is going to have to come back to assist this vampire. Oh, man, risky. Risky pickup by the vampire right here on the first turn of the drive. If a thrall doesn't come back on this turn, then it might just happen again on next turn. You know, it's only a 1 to fail, but every time you roll those dice, you get closer and closer to odds. Two-die block here. Going to be a clean hit against Disco Dan von Dusseldorf. Claffy says Nuffle rewards bravery and playing the odds in equal measure. Pray to Nuffle. One minute to go in turn 3. Most of Victor Victor has yet to move. Yeah, you can see him moving that thrall back. He says, I'm going to need this thrall just in case. Hank the Ranger says GFI still at a 900% failure rate. Yeah, I checked the rules. Living Rulebook version 6, and the GFI failure rate is officially 900%, except Clypheus just reduced it from 900% to 99%. Thank you, Clypheus. Hopefully, these coaches can use that to their advantage. An 801% reduction in failure rate. 20 seconds to play in turn number 3. Vector Victor, one of the new coaches to the league. It's a double-edged sword, coaching a mixed team as your first team. It's really, there's nothing on the line here. Good block here against Lassie the Werewolf. But mixed teams, man, they're just wacky. It's really hard to sort of gauge how you're supposed to play them. 7 seconds. Decided not to follow up against the werewolf. He didn't want to eat a potential 2-die block coming back. Turn 4 for the Cadavers. SB Beaver says we need a prayer to up it back to 900% chance to fail. Well, there's a 900% chance that it'll immediately go back up to 900%. Cadavers stand up the werewolf and shoot him down pitch. He's going to harangue the ball carrier with this werewolf. This werewolf who's about to hit level 3. My goodness. Claffy says, I think playing mixed teams is my first competition is giving me a slightly warped sense of the power of teams. I have to imagine it is. 2-die block coming up. Angel Soft, the Tomb Guardian, gets a push against the number 10 Thrall, Garrick Dudek. And he's going to push him away from the vampire. Again, limiting vampiric options here. Wow, clean hit with the flesh golem. 9 AV for the Chaos Dwarf blocker. 9 AV means you need to beat a 9 on a 2d6 to break armor. He rolled a 7, unfortunately. SPB says, yeah, there's been a lot of absurdity in this tournament. Mixed teams are all about absurdity. Flavia says, oh, sure, all teams have passers, runners, good fighters, and a wide variety of skills. Yeah, I can see how that can warp your expectations of teams. The thrower moves in to assist on a block potentially. 2-die block here against the number 2 Chaos Dwarf blocker. Gets a push, pushes him back across center pitch. Blitz. Blitz against the Brett Blitzer. 2-die blitz. This will be a good blitz. And the Cadavers trying to work on this offensive line, trying to break this team apart. If you can break teams apart, especially if nobody has skills like guard, then it's very easy to start going after the ball, caged up or not. Playing a little D here on the right wide zone, pulling players back. Turn 4, final turn of the first quarter here. It's 1-0. The Circuit City Cadavers currently in the lead. Vector Victor with no TRRs remaining. They do have a wizard hidden somewhere in these stands. Is it you? I think it's you. Cast-off blocker stands up. War Horseman doing a very good job here of not trying to pull the trigger too early on the wizard. I think something a lot of coaches do is, you know, when you have a lot of power, when you have, say, 4 TRRs, you have a wizard, it feels like, it's like when you're in university and you get your first credit card, it feels like free money, and it's not free money. Pretty soon you're going to run out of it. So spending it wisely is a big part of this game. SP Beaver says, yeah, but that first credit card gives you a great first month. It sure does. First turn, re-rolls, so plenty. Somebody's re-rolling, somebody's getting a fireball to the face. Hank the Ranger says, I'm considering playing a halfling team next competition, but only if the other coaches agree to pay me a nickel if I beat them. I haven't heard of a more halfling request in my life. Halfling's one of the hardest teams to coach, but they're pretty funny in my opinion. Just 5 seconds left for Vector Victor. Oh, they've got to be careful with their positioning right now. That's it. Turn 5 back to the Cadavers. The Cadavers are going to just pounce on this ball carrier right now. 2-die block on the left-hand side of the line against the number 10 Thrall. That's a KO. Well done. Well done. The Vector Victor's down to 10 players. The Cadaver's down to 10 players. 10v10 right now. You can see this werewolf can get onto this ball. He can't blitz without the GFI. I suspect he may blitz. Well, I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. 2-die block at center is going to be a push against the Number 4, Blitzer. Yes, indeed. He's going to follow up and keep these players tied up. He doesn't want these players moving. The Brett Blitzer here has a better shot at dodging than the Kasdorf blocker, but may as well tie them up anyway. Failed dodge on the Ghoul. Spends the TRR. The Cadaver's down to 1 TRR. That's a Ghoul right in front of this Vampire. Still has his Blitz on the table. Is he going to try the GFI Blitz? When you Blitz, basically, it's a movement where you get to take a block, and the block costs one of your GFIs. He's not going to GFI. He's just going to get a tackle zone on the Vampire. And so he's set up tackle zones here and here. There's really nowhere for the Vampire to go. 2-die block back at the line. This will be a push. Claffy says you don't end tie-ups by dodging, you end them by murdering the player tying you up. My mistake. 2-die block against the thrower. This is our thrower. This is going to work out. Man, every time there's a thrower on the pitch, that's what I call every thrower. Here comes the blitz on the Bull Centaur. 2-die blitz. That's going to be a push result. I imagine he'll stay put. Yes, indeed. This Ghoul might stay where he is. We'll see. Blitzer moves back here. The Thrall to go 3 deep in the right wide zone. Deciding not to go 3 deep after all. He's going to go 2 deep in the right wide zone. Pulls the other Thrall back to center pitch. Turn 5 for Vector Victor. Everybody's tied up for Vector Victor right now, except for the catcher. Catcher has a strength of 3 and the Bull Centaur with a strength of 4. The Bull Centaur can take a blitz on the Ghoul if he wishes. The Vampire could take a blitz. He could get an assist in here. Vampire could take a blitz to get out of the tackle zone and then continue his blitz down pitch. Bull Centaur moves down pitch. He's tied up. He moves right into the fray here, tied up by both a Throa and a Thrall. That's a 1-die block coming back at the moment. Where are the Thralls? There's one Thrall here, and the other one, is he off the pitch? Yeah, the other one's off the pitch. Just 25 seconds to play in turn 5. Most of the team still has yet to do something. Just 11 seconds left. The catcher, interestingly, is going to move in and go base to base. 1-die block against the Vampire. That'll be a push. Decided not to push him back here. 1 second to go. Oh no. And now turn 6 for the Cadavers. The Cadavers are going to block down the Vampire. Again, Victor, one of the new, War Horseman, one of the new coaches of the league. it can be really, really tough. Wow. Both standing result on the left-hand side of the line. That was lucky. It can be really, really tough to figure out your actions in 2 minutes. 2 minutes is just not a lot of time. It seems like a long time when you're watching a game, but when you're playing it, it feels like 15 seconds. Oh, another KO at center pitch by the Tomb Guardian. That's now 10v9 in the Cadavers' favor. War Horseman, so I think on that turn, the idea should have been, how do I protect the ball? I need to score. I'm down 1 point. How do I protect the ball? And all your action should be focused on that. So saving this for last without having a plan for the vampire is going to prove costly. Cliffy says it's only a 1 die block on the vampire, isn't it? It is a, it's a uphill block at the moment. Wow, so he decided to not go in on the vampire on the right-hand side here. Decided not to go down the right wide zone. He's going to go after this bull centaur instead. If this works out, that'll free up some players. Nope, it's the wrong player. It doesn't free up anyone. I thought it was this guy. I thought this... Alright. Well, it looks like... I don't think he's got anybody left to go after this vampire. Yeah, he's going to leave it like that. All right, turn 6. Could have brought up someone to assist to make this the 2 die block. Could have been a 2 die surf, really. $80 seconds left in turn number 6. Victor trying to make something happen, trying to figure out how to get this ball down pitch. He doesn't have his TRR left. I might try, let's see, we can maybe block with the bull centaur here, free up the catcher to go here, to block the vampire here, to maybe then try to pass or hand off to the thrower. Well, he'll take a 2 die block against the ghoul. He'll follow up for sure. That means the ball's not going anywhere. He only has 3 turns left. I think maybe block to here. Block to here. Throw. Maybe dodge. Man, I don't know. Maybe dodge throw. That's 2 dodges. I don't know, man. Gotta do something. Pulls back the thrower to tie up the werewolf. He says, you leave my vampire alone. 1 die block by the thrall if he wants to take it right here. I'm sorry, 2 die block. I keep thinking the werewolf's strength 4. No, doesn't take the block on the werewolf. Wow, man. Everybody's being kind to each other. Turn 7. Double skulls. This will be both standing yet again over on the left-hand side of the line. Thrall moves up to get between the two Kastorf blockers. He's going to give an assist here for the Vampire. So take a block. It's a good block. Tomb Guardian takes a block back at center. This will be a good knockdown. That Tomb Guardian, man, he's just punching people and clawing people in the face. That's what he's there to do. And the Flesh Golem's trying to do the same, but it's not working out due to the block skill. SB Beaver says, I think they're playing Flag Blood Bowl out there. I think you're right. They're being way too nice. 2-die block on the left wide zone. This will be a good hit against the catcher. I won't even try to pronounce his name. It doesn't matter anyway because he's injured. He's off the pitch. 10v8 on the pitch right now in the Cadavers' favor. Ghoul stands right back up, gets in front of this Vampire. Clivius prays to Nuffle. Wow, man. Turn 7. Turn 7. Back to Vector Victor. What are they going to do? I think it's time to break the Blitzer down pitch. Clivius prayed to Nuffle. Send that Blitzer down pitch. He's got the catch skill. Someone's got to be in scoring position at the end of this turn. Can't really do anything with the Bull Centaur. He can take a block, but he can't really move the Bull Centaur. .53 seconds to play in turn 7. Vector Victor. It probably has felt like 10 seconds right now. Tried to dodge out the Brett Blitzer. I think that was a valiant effort. I don't know what else he would have done there. Didn't work out. It was a 3+ dodge and then he failed on a 1 or a 2. Unfortunately, he rolled a 2. Fluffy says there's a 2-die block with the Dwarf tying up the Blitzer if he wants it. But that's going to be it. He's not going to be able to score. Well, I guess, yeah, he's not going to be able to score this half. Final turn of the first half for the Cadavers. They're going to finally go after this ball carrier, it looks like. Here's the Blitz. 2-die Blitz. This will be a good hit. Where does the ball scatter? Not that it matters. Right over to the sideline. He could try to pick this ball up and skitter on back here for a cheeky pass for 1 SPP. We'll see. That's exactly what he's gonna. Oh no, he's gonna run down pitch. All right. Oh! He wants to score. Oh, is he gonna do it? Spent the TRR on the pickup. Needs to dodge. Failed the dodge. I commend the effort, man, but I don't know if I want to take all those risks. Every time you're knocked down, you got to pass an armor roll. Cliffy says, could he now control alt deceit? Thank you for the follow. Cliffy says, could he have gotten there? Yeah, he's got a speed of 8. He could have gotten there. But with stuff like this, that's just like risk after risk, man, I'm a little risk. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm a little risk adverse to rolls that result in knockdowns because you've got to pass that armor roll. It's as if you've been blocked down. I'm a little more comfortable with rolls that don't result in potential armor breaks, like a passing roll or something. But those come with their own risks. Passes are inherently risky endeavors with at least 2 die rolls, usually 3. Good pickup by the thrower. This is the last turn of the first quarter. Really, the only thing to do is just pass the ball for some SPP. Maybe try to take a block. Wow, he doesn't want SPP. He wants to show what he can do. Failed the pass. That'll be it for the first quarter. 1-0. Circuit City Cadavers in the lead, and Vector Victor's going to get to go again here in the first, or to start the second half. Cadavers get back their knocked out player. Vector Victor only gets back 1. That's going to make it 9v11, 9v10 maybe. It's 11v9 in the Cadavers' favor. Clappy says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Are you going to say you're risk adverse, Mr. 14 dodges into a 16 pass to a 16 catch to a DD?" Yeah, but that was a little different. That was to stay alive in the competition. Three-man line so far for the Cadaver here is to set up in the second half. Remember, the Cadavers have the fame advantage. All things being equal, that means the kickoff events will tend to go in their favor. Sticking with the three-man line with one wide over here right on the line, and then a whole bunch of linebackers. And now Vector Victor with their, let's call that a four-man line. A staggered four-man line with 2 ends here. One is a Brett Blitzer. One is the Bull Centaur. Man, he just keeps getting pulled in closer and closer to center with every new drive. Wizard is still on the table, hasn't been used yet. Very peculiar first quarter. Lots of hits, lots of blocks were sort of left on the table. That'll be it. The Cadavers have a kicker, so they'll probably kick to the Vampire side again. Yes, indeed. Brilliant coaching, and the Cadavers get an extra team reroll. Vector Victor not looking for that. Look at that excellent kick. Kickers are one of the most undervalued, or kick is one of the most undervalued skills, I think, for new Blood Bowl coaches. Nick Satan, of course, not a new Blood Bowl coach, but kick is such a good skill. This effectively eats up a turn. And now you can see Vector Victor learning his lesson. He's going to have to spend the TRR, unfortunately. So we'll talk about that in just a second, too. Learning his lesson using the Vampire to pick up the ball. The Vampire, of course, needing the Thralls. This is another lesson to learn as a new coach. Going after that ball on turn 1 is usually not the right call. If you're going to go after the ball anyway, just save it for your last action, because you're either going to pick it up or you're not. And if you do that as your first action, you're more inclined to have to spend that TRR, because then you're going to lose all your other actions on the turnover. So you want to get your other actions done first before you pick that ball up, generally speaking. Two-die block right now by the Brett Blitzer against Lassie the Werewolf. Werewolf with claws. The Werewolf with block. It's going to be a two-die block on the right-hand side of the line first, and that'll be a push result. The Flesh Golem will stand firm. He can take another 2-die block on that Flesh Golem, El Guapo the Sad, if he wants to. Flesh Golem with a strength of 4. This Chaos Dwarf... Oh, no, he can't. It's a 1-die block. So Flesh Golem has a strength of 4. The blocker has a strength of 3. He's going to get 1 assist by the Bull Centaur. Oh, clean hit on the Werewolf. Can he take the Werewolf off the pitch? He really, really wants to. And he did! Not only that, Lassie's injured. Wow, well done. Good hit. That's exactly what he was looking for. 20 seconds to play. But as we were saying, again, if you're new to Blood Bowl here, the way blocking 2-die block down on the center is going to be a good hit. If you're new to Blood Bowl, the way blocking works is you tally up your strength and compare it to your opponent's strength. In this case, the Flesh Golem has a strength. If it was the Flesh Golem versus the Bull Centaur versus the Flesh Golem, they each have a strength of 4. If you match your opponent's strength, it's a 1-die block. If you beat your opponent's strength, it's a 2-die block. If you more than beat your opponent's strength, it's a 3-die block. And if your opponent beats your strength, it's a 2-die block or a 3-die block in the other direction. That's typically known as an uphill block or a negative block. And it's 2 or 3 dice, but then your opponent gets to pick the dice rather than you. But you can also get assists on your block. So if this were a 4v4 and I have a player on my opponent who is not in any other opposing tackle zones, he'll add a +1 to my strength. Wow, he had to spend the TRR with the double skull result. So the double both down result. That's that free TRR he picked up on the kickoff event. He's back down to 2. Vector Victor has 0 left. Cleffy says that's a huge help. I feel losing that speed is going to hurt Nick a lot. Yes, indeed it is. Vector Victor is going to need to come up with an offensive strategy here. Something to get the ball down pitch. That's going to require protecting the ball carrier. That's going to require having some avenues for scoring, whether that's passing, whether that's running, or whether that's a mix of both. And as you move the ball down the pitch, you're going to have to try to open up some holes as well. So I think he really... so he's been taking hits, and I think what he really wants to do is cage up the ball carrier and send someone down pitch. And that'll cause the Cadavers to have to counter that. So they're going to want to pull their line back to get in front of the cage and pull someone back to cover the receiver, which means they're pulling people off the line, which can in turn open up holes, etc., etc. And that's the game of Blood Bowl. Hank the Ranger says, take out some ghouls, and Vector Victor is set. Yes, indeed. These ghouls in particular, these are those AV7 players we were talking about earlier. The Cadavers have done a pretty good job of taking out the AV7 players. Vector Victor can do the same, and they should be focusing down on these AV7 players. An AV of 7 means you need to roll an 8+ to break that armor. And that's not too hard to do on a 2d6 roll. So now, conversely to picking up the ball, moving the ball forward is a safe option. So if you have a plan to protect the ball carrier, moving him first is probably what you want to do. Vampire moves up into both tackle zones of the ghouls. Unfortunately, this doesn't add to the assist of either player, because that vampire, no matter who gets blocked, the vampire is going to be in the tackle zone of the other opposing player. Thrower moves forward down pitch, moving to the left wide zone. Everybody's in tackle zones right now except this Thrall. Brett Blitzer stands up but does not blitz. Stands up the other Brett Blitzer. This is good as well. Stand-ups cost no die rolls. He's going to take a blitz with the ghoul. I'm sorry, with the thrall. He's only going to get a push out of it. He can push here, I think. That's probably... Yeah, I think that's probably his best bet. Well, maybe here would have been better. I don't know. That's pretty good. Means it's a negative dodge to come out this way. I think this is fine. Unfortunately, this Chaos Dwarf blocker is tied up by this Tomb Guardian with really no recourse. Failed block. Took the 1-die block with the Bull Centaur up against the Flesh Golem, but the Flesh Golem has the block skill. Both down result occurred, and that means if you've got the block skill on a both down result, you don't go down at all. Turn 10 for the Cadavers. 2-die block against the number 2 Chaos Dwarf blocker is going to result in a push. And this Bull Centaur, it's looking grim for him this drive. Another good block by this second Flesh Golem. And the Bull Centaur is all but locked down. Blitz with the Vampire against the Brett Blitzer. This is only going to be a push. He's going to push him away from number 2. That means he won't be giving assists on any blocks. He's got a block to take with the Tomb Guardian. That's going to be a clean hit against the number 1 Chaos Dwarf blocker. He'll follow up. That gets that Tomb Guardian sort of closer to where the action is. Good stun, too. Which is important for slow players. The number 9 Thrall moves back behind this would-be offensive line. Second Thrall shifts left. He's going to stay behind the center line there. One minute to go for the Cadavers. Remember, Vector Victor still has a wizard on deck. He's going to try to shore up this left wide zone. Good dodge. Remember, dodges are only negative if you're dodging into an opposing tackle zone. It doesn't matter how many tackle zones you have on you. Turn 11, back to Vector Victor. They gotta make something happen here. I think it's a blitz down the left wide zone and just go for it. He could lightning bolt a Flesh Golem. That might be powerful. Well, he already stood up the Bull Centaur, unfortunately. He could lightning bolt the thrower. Looks like he's going to try to go for the 2-die blitz on the throw. No, again, that position is not going to work out. This doesn't give you the assist. If he wants this blitz, he's going to have to go to the sideline. Yep, succeeded on his bloodlust roll, thankfully, but he's only going to get a push out of it. There's a narrow gap down. Oh, and he followed up as well, which means that the vampire really can't move anymore. We'll see where he wants to go with the thrower. Lots and lots of tie-ups. Really, the only player that's left possibly available is the Brett Blitzer, but that is a risky dodge to take, especially with no TRRs. Doesn't really have anywhere to protect the thrower. Ten seconds left. In turn 11 for Vector Victor. He's gonna go for it and fail the GFI. Ball's gonna scatter to the sideline. I have to imagine a ghoul's gonna try to pick this ball up. SP Beaver lowered the GFI failure rate from 900% to 99%. Too little, too late. We'll see if it helps out the Cadavers though. Ghoul ball pickup, there it is. Get Angel Soft, the Tomb Guardian, to help assist this ball carrier, Susan. Susan and Angel Soft, they are a match made in heaven. Can even get this thrall over here as well. We'll probably see this ghoul dodge out to get up on this faux cage. Vector Victor very out of position here. Now that momentum's going in the opposite direction, he doesn't have anybody to play defense. Everybody's tied up. Everybody's on the right-hand side of the pitch. Yeah, there's that ghoul getting on this faux cage. And there's that dodge with the... I'm sorry, there's the thrall, and there was that dodge with the ghoul as well. Brandon. SPB says, I wanted to see another Tomb Guardian score. 2 die block is going to thankfully result in a both standing result. Another 2 die block. This time it's going to be a push. Pushes the Chaos Dwarf blocker away from the action. That Bull Centaur is still out of this drive. Bringing in the assist for the 2 die block against the Brett Blitzer. Actually, this will be a 2 die block. 2 die block, this will work out. So that was 4v3, but the Vampire, the Brett Blitzer had an assist with the Chaos Dwarf blocker that made it 4v4. And then he brought in the Thrall assist to make it 5v4, and that made it a 2 die block. So you're going to try to do anything with this thrower. With an AG of 2, I doubt it. If I were War Horseman, I would take that block on this throw. He takes the uphill block. How dare you, sir? How dare you? He's going to pay for that skull result. That's the kicker as well. I would foul that thrower. That is the kicker. You've got 3 guys there. You can try to go after the ball if you want to win the game, but come on. This will be a pretty decent time for that fireball. If he wanted a fireball here, that's 4 players he would get a fireball on. Not a bad time to unleash the wizard. So he's not gonna use the wizard, at least not yet. I really think he wanted to. He can still do it at the end of his turn, but if not, this is just gonna get away from him. I also think Nick Satan is, if Nick Satan's allowed to run away, he's gonna spread out this faux cage to avoid getting fireballed. All right, well, that's the plan of action. Foul this guy, man. Foul him. Ruin his day. If he goes for the foul here with 1 assist, that's basically an AV6 armor roll. Really not much else to do with the rest of the team. Nope, he's going to take a blitz. Wow! Oh, double skulls. Wow, that was something else. Went in with the vampire, succeeded on the dodge. 2-die blitz, didn't work out. Double skulls. Hank the Ranger said, can you still fireball at this point? You can at the end of your turn, I'm pretty sure. I respect that, man. Good attempt. Ooh, the Cadavers bring in the Thrall to assist the Ghoul. There's a target. There's a target right there. Yeah, SP Beaver's right. SP Beaver says you can fireball at any time you're in turn, but if it's not the very first thing you do, it ends your turn. So I think of that as you can fireball at the beginning or the end of your turn. 2-die block on the right hand side. This will be a good block against the Castorf blocker. What are the Cadavers going to do with the Vampire and the Thrall? Bring him back here. Join the party. Failed Bloodlust roll. He's going to have to stand next to a Thrall. Is he going to move forward? Nope, he's going to stay put. Feeds on the Thrall. Thrall's stunned, but he's going to stay on the pitch. That might be it for the Cadavers here on turn 12. Takes the 2-die block with the Tomb Guardian. I imagine he'll stay put. He could try to dodge Brandon out if he wants, but I don't think he wants to. That's it. Turn 13, Vector, Victor. Unleash the Wizard! Target this square right here, or this square. You get all 3 of these plates. Yeah. Oh, he's going to go for the lightning bolt. Oh, no. He went for the lightning bolt instead of the fireball. Lightning bolt only fails on a 1. He rolled a 1. Oh, that's unfortunate. SP Beaver says someone forgot their prayers to Nuffle. Yeah, you can't forget that. That's a key part of your game plan. The problem with using a lightning bolt there is, while it should have succeeded, he's got 2 other players that are just as capable of picking up the ball. He's got a TRR to do it with. 2-die block, back at the line. This will be a push on Brandon the Ghoul. May as well foul the thrower. Foul him. Even a foul with no assists against this thrower is pretty good. Final quarter of play here. Really not much Vector Victor can do at this point. Just 17 seconds left in turn number 13. Here's that lightning bolt again. Doesn't work out. Tried to do something with the Bull Centaur, tried to dodge him out. Oh, and he got injured for his trouble. Let's hope it's nothing serious. It's a smashed hand. He's going to miss the next game. (10v8) on the pitch right now in the Cadavers' favor. I imagine... I don't know what the Cadavers want to do. Do they want to stall, or do they just want to score? First order of business is a blitz with the Flesh Golem against the Bretonnian Blitzer. That'll be a push. Vampire is probably out of the drive. 2-die block has to spend the TRR on the right-hand side of the pitch. Wow. Now does he want to score with no TRRs remaining? he's gonna move the Vampire. He'll get him next to the Thrall regardless. Looks like he might be trying to stall. SPP says, I would say wait another turn at least. I mean, I think he's capable of stalling for the rest of the game. But I agree with you. 2-die block, that's not gonna work. At least he gets a stun on the Vampire. That's good. That's a good trade. But he wanted to keep him standing because now Vector Victor is gonna come swooping down here. I wouldn't have taken that block with the Tomb Guardian at all. His job tying up these players is good enough. Vector Victor. Look at that 1-die GFI blitz. They could make it a 1-die GFI blitz. They do have the block skill with the Brett Blitzer. The Brett Blitzer is free right now. He could blitz. It's 1 GFI to get in position, a 2nd GFI to take the blitz. 57 seconds left in turn 14 for Vector Victor. He's gonna do it. We'll hope. Oh no! Oh, that was an error. He moved into a space that made it an uphill block. The both down result would have worked out for him, but the Vampire is giving the assist here. If he would have moved here, it would have been a 2-die block in his favor. Good effort, though. Good job recognizing that potential and going after the ball carrier. Looks like he's going to take a 2-die block on the Ghoul. That's going to work. Well done. And he gets a KO. At this point in the ball game, he is looking for more than that, but You know, you'll take what you can get. SP Beaver says, why not follow up there? Yeah. Yeah, following up would have been a good idea. Is he thinking about an uphill block? Oh, he's got Dauntless. Well done. Dauntless is going to work out against the Flesh Golem. Doesn't get a whole lot out of it. That Flesh Golem will just stand right back up. Turn 15. The Cadavers are going to take a 2-die block against the Blitzer. Or maybe just make it a blitz so that they don't accidentally push the Blitzer onto the ball carrier. Or they can just score. Yeah, they're just going to score 2-0. The Cadavers are going to increase their lead. And that's going to all but put away the ball game. Vector Victor is going to get another opportunity here to get on the board. I think they have a full quarter left to do it. Cadavers are not going to get back their KO'd player. We'll see if Vector Victor does. They do indeed. A Thrall comes back onto the pitch. They need that Thrall. They need both their Thralls to keep their Vampire active. Oh, I thought they had a full quarter. They have half a quarter. Just 2 turns left in this ball game, unless, of course, there is a riot. That means that Vector Victor is going to have to end turn 15 with someone in scoring position if they have any hope at all of picking up a TD here in this game. With a win here tonight, the Cadavers will go 1-2-1. That'll bring them up to 5 points and catapult them from 11th place to 5th place. Three-man line for the Cadavers. It's 9v9 on the pitch right now. Everybody's going on the line. You know what? I would pull a Thrall over here to get the 2-die block on the Ghoul, and then send the Blitzer downfield. He's been handed this left wide zone. Why not go after it? You don't want to tangle with these. This Tomb Guardian with a strength of 5, there's really nothing you can do here against him. You don't want to have 2 guys tied up against a Tomb Guardian. Just pull a player off for the assist. Maybe pull the Thrall here and the Blitzer can go here. And then the Blitzer can take the hit and then, or can blitz. Well, that'll be it. Blitzer could blitz and then move downfield. Imagine the kick's going to go back in this corner again. This is the weak side corner. The Cadavers with a kicker. Vampire yet again back to receive. The Cadavers get another extra team reroll. And another fantastic kick. The power of a kicker. I think Vector Victor wants to bring this up for an assist. Or not. Maybe just take the 1-die blitz at this point with Clotaire the Old. Take the 1-die blitz. It's a skilled blitz. Nope. He's going to pick up the ball. Good pickup. I think this has got to be a pass to the thrower. Maybe not this turn. Well, yeah, maybe this turn. There's the pass. Good pass to the thrower. Well done. That's an SPP to the Vampire. Jedi George 1 subscribe. Thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate it. So before that thrower moves, I think the blitzer wants to take a blitz on the ghoul and move down pitch and get in a scoring position. Remember, you can only throw once a turn, so the throw is done. He could still hand off, but he doesn't want to do that. "45 seconds left in turn 15 for Vector Victor." There's that one dive blitz. That's going to work out. Well done. And now move him downfield. And he gets an excellent stun out of it. Susan's out for the rest of the game, effectively. Oh, no! Oh, no! He only took a block. He didn't take the blitz. Oh, no! Well, he's going to have to dodge with the thrall or something. Yeah, try the dodge with the thrall. Didn't work out. That's going to be it. Turn 15 for the Cadavers. They could still get a third TD out of this if they get lucky. Otherwise, this is going to be 2-0. The Cadavers are going to end up in 5th place here in week 4 with just 2 games to go. A minute 23 left to play in turn 15. I wonder what the Cadavers are thinking. They got a whole bunch of blocks to take on the line. They spend the TRR. They're down to 1 TRR left for the final turn. Vector Victor cannot score. Tried to GFI with the thrall. I appreciate it. But it didn't work out. Failed the GFI. Vector Victor, final turn of the game. I would say just maybe move the thrower up to here. Get a toss to the blitzer. Get an SPP on your thrower. Is he gonna go for a long pass? I thought Sure Hands on the Bull Centaur was an interesting pick. We didn't get to see it in use tonight, but I still think that was really interesting. That means you can receive with your Bull Centaur. It's a 50-50 pickup. There's the pass. Failed pass on a 3+. Turn 16 for the Cadavers. They don't have anybody who can score either. It's just about some injuries, maybe a foul. Why not at this point? I would murder this thrower. Looks like he's going to try to do just that. He's got a 2-die blitz on the thrower right now. Here it comes. This is going to be a clean hit. Push him back. Try to get the foul with the thrall, perhaps. I mean, why not? Oh, unless you're afraid that you're gonna hurt your thrall. I guess that is always a risk. Clean hit on the Brett Blitzer, number 4 here. Just doing some cleanup. The Tomb Guardian's gonna get a 2-die block against Kastorf blocker. That'll be a good hit. We'll see another 2-die block here on the... Wow! Gets an injury out of it. Wow! Vector Victor with a ton of injuries tonight. Another 2-die block on the right-hand side coming up. He went for the ball pickup. Why? Is he not going to take the... He gets the SPP. Does he not want to take the block? He's going to take the block. All right, he wanted the SPP first. Spends the reroll and the pushes. Gets the clean hit. Looking for another injury. Doesn't get it. He's got, I think that's it. 2-0 is going to be the final score tonight. The Circuit City Cadavers are going to take this one against Vector Victor. Congratulations to Nick Satan. Good job by both coaches. That was a fun game. War Horseman is one of the new coaches, and man, being a new coach is tough, especially in Blood Bowl where you have lots of decisions to make under a time limit, and this in a mixed team competition. Thankfully, nothing's really at stake. This isn't counting towards season 2. It's a tough game to play, man. But you can see Vector Victor held onto this ball very well here, especially in the second half. Decent running yards. It's just these casualties, man. He 55 blocks sustained versus 16 that he dished out. He ended up with 4 KOs and 3 casualties, and that's going to hurt him going into week 5. SPP for Circuit City Cadavers, 5, 10, 15, 16 SPP. I don't like that. I don't want to go up against the Cadavers with that sort of SPP. Vector Victor ending up with 8. Let's check out who the MVPs were. Jenny Craig, the thrower, is the MVP for the Cadavers. Vector Victor's thrower gets 5 SPP and will level up. And that's going to do it for tonight. Let's take a look at the schedule before we go. That's not the schedule at all. There we go. We've got 3 games left in week 4. Tomorrow night is going to be a doubleheader at 8 o'clock. The Ardents of Nuffle at News Team 6. That's table number 2. That's the 3rd and 4th place teams will be going at it. That'll be a live stream, followed immediately by Fire Pants at Santa Swarm at 10 o'clock. That's Eastern Daylight Time. Tomorrow, August 31st, the pregame starts 10 minutes before that game start time, and the stream will go live 20 minutes before that. 1 game left to schedule. It's all ball bearings at Griff's. That is tentatively scheduled for Thursday. The Griffs are going to take a extension on this game, and it's almost certainly going to go down Thursday night. But once it's scheduled, of course, you'll be able to check the schedule on Twitch, on Twitter, or on Facebook, and you can see the commands for those accounts right there on your screen. But tomorrow, doubleheader. Hope to see you there. Hope you had fun tonight. Play Blood Bowl. Still on sale. HumbleBundle.com. $4. You should check it out. It's a steal. We'll see you here tomorrow night. Take care, guys.